All right, gang. So as you know, gang, all-time high is 270, March 8th, 2022. We seen gold get all the way up here. Because of what's going on in this market, in this war with Russia and Ukraine, United States is, it's not having that, it's helping Ukraine, as much as they can. We go over the news, you break that all down, all-time high is 270, March 8th, 2022. This affects the market, all of this affects the market. Fundamental news is extremely, extremely important to understand. As far as technicals, it's all technical analysts. We break down technical analysts a lot as well. Analyzing the market, extremely, extremely important to understand all of this, for your psychology. So that's why we're going over these videos. So because of that, we've been in a downtrend now. After price gets all its all-time high to 2070, March 8th, 2022, and this is the highest point price been at this year is at all-time high 2070 of 2022, and we've been in a downtrend ever since. Okay, so price gets all the way from 2070 all the way down to March 16th, 1900. Actually goes a little bit below that, all the way down to 1896, 1895, before pushing all the way back up to 1950. All right, now gold is currently at 1919.62. The market just opened Sunday, so we've seen the market open, and right now price is just consolidating really right now. It's really not really doing anything right now. As the market just open, we don't really see price fluctuating that much right now. Currently, price can go to 1900, or we can see price going back up to 1950, and then eventually 2000, and continuing this uptrend. And that could happen as well, even though let's go to the daily real fast, and I'll break this move down. All-time high, moving average crossover. When candlesticks are above this moving average, we are in a downtrend. When you see candlesticks below this moving average, we're in the when candlesticks are above this moving average, we're in an uptrend. You can see yellow candlesticks above this blue line, moving average line. We are in an uptrend. When you see black candlesticks below this candlestick, breaking, you see this black candlestick March 15th, break from 1993 below this moving average crossover. And we've been in a downtrend. So as you can see, gang, overall we could still be in an uptrend. We could be price. We could see price heading back up if it wants to. As buyers could still be, as some buyers are still in this right here. We've been in an uptrend since January, February 2022, and now we do see a downtrend though. We've been in a downtrend for the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 days. 10 days, 12. Since March 8th of 2022, we've been in a downtrend pretty much. So how I have broke this move down. If we go to the 2 hour, let's go to the 2 hour real fast. And we'll break this move down. Gang. So all-time high 2022 on the 2 hour. You can see when price got to 1950, what did it do? It started heading back down. Started making lower lows and lower highs. Eventually made a lower low all the way down to 1920 right now. It's at 1920. Price is fluctuating a little bit. And it's still consolidating right now, mode right now. You can see little candlesticks. You see small candlesticks. This means consolidation. We don't really see price doing anything. So what we would do around this is we would put a box around this. Okay? We would put a box around this. Also, we would draw our box. We'll just draw it on here. Just draw it on here. We could just do it on here. We could put a box around here because price is consolidating right now, right? We put a box around that, and put a box around here as well. Price was consolidating here as well. Boom. Before breaking it, after price goes all the way up from 1900 to 1950, which is about 50 pips, price will what? It'll head back down and start consolidating before heading back down, consolidating before heading eventually to 1900. Price will do that. So we'll put a box around that because the market just opened and the price is consolidating. Wait for price to break out of this box. It'll probably consolidate on the 2 hour for a few more hours before finally breaking back down to 1900 or breaking above and pushing back up to like at least 1950. So what we would do is after this, we would keep scaling down. We'll go to 1 hour. You can see price was consolidating here. See price consolidating. It's not really doing nothing right here. You see price consolidating. After we got to 1950, price made this what? Yellow candlestick, star, black candlestick. This is an even star pattern. Makes an even star pattern. Boom. You see price go from 1950 to this low right here, 1935, before what? Making structure, making a lower high back up here after making this lower low. It made a lower high back up to 1945. You could have entered and rolled this all the way back down to what? 1927. Once price gets to 1927, boom. Once price gets to 1927 gain, it does start to consolidate. This is all consolidation right here. Once and then what do we see? We see this black candlestick right here. It consolidates and heads all the way back up to 1940. You could have got in one more time, one more time really, and you could have rolled this. And we see this bearish engulfing pattern, black candlestick engulfing this yellow candlestick from 1940, and you could have got in and sold this all the way back down to 1921. It does head back up to 1930, 1938 before, eventually heading back down to 1988. If you wanted to swing trade that, you just would have to wait for price to make, structure again, makes a lower high back up to 1938 before eventually making a lower low back down to 1918, and price is currently at 1920. But you can see right here, this is consolidation. After price, makes a lower low, makes a lower high, and then makes another lower low from 1950 March 17th, 2022. So you can see, gang, once price starts to consolidate, after price gets all the way to 1950 and makes a lower low back down to 1927, eventually makes it will consolidate. It will consolidate, it'll consolidate. That's what the price did. You can see consolidation right here. It makes a lower high back up here to 1940, and eventually, makes a lower low. It does make a lower low back up to makes a lower after making a lower high back up to 1940. After this, from here, from March 17th, to going to March 18th, 2022, it does make a lower low from 1950, 1949, all the way down to 1927. Makes a lower high, making structure back up here, making structure 1940. And we see a moving average crossover. We see what? Black candlestick go below this moving average. We see a moving average crossover, boom, is, eventually breaks out of this consolidation. Wait for price to break out of this consolidation. You do not trade this, as this took 1, 2. This is all 1 hour candlesticks. Got to be super patient with this market. Once price breaks out of this box, you could have got in for an entry at 1940. Obviously, rode it all the way back down to 1921. Boom, it makes another lower high back up to 1938 for one more time. You could have got in, and then price makes a lower low all the way down from March 18th, 2022, and all the way down to now March 20th, 2022, and the market is just opening. But after making a major move like this, gang, anytime price goes from here 1949 and makes a lower low all the way back down to 1927, it will consolidate for a few hours before making a lower high, before continuing this trend. So price is consolidating right now after making a lower high from 1940 all the way back down to 1917. That's about like what 35 pips, 40, almost 40 pips right there. That's a lot of that's still a good amount of pips. Price will consolidate. So price is consolidating right now, and I'll show you that on the 15 right now. As you can see on the 15, price was consolidating. We back up a little bit. All this is on the 15-minute candlesticks. Price was consolidating here. After you could have gotten at 1945, but you missed this move at 1949, and price from 1949 it went all the way back down to 1927. Started consolidating. You see on the 15, you do not want to trade this. You just put a box around this, wait for price to break out of this box, and you could have got in at 1941, rolled this all the way back down to 1921. Price will make structure. Want to keep making lower lows and make a lower high one more time. Could have got in for one more time. You could have got in for about like 3 entries. One right here, one here. Boom, for another one here. Made another lower low, and you could have gotten for your 4th entry at 1938 if you really, really wanted to make money in this market. It had really like had